Yo, thank you for joining the Minnesota Cold Talk podcast. Listen, it's a daytime show, you know what I mean? Because I know y'all be at work and y'all ain't got nothing to do. So we're gonna, you know what I mean, we're gonna drop a topic or two. It ain't gonna be long, but we're gonna make sure that the topic we're talking about is strong and informational. And if it ain't something you don't know, hopefully you go do your homework and learn about it. So right now we're talking about an incident that's been going on in America since the what 14, 1300s or something like that. Recently, even in Minnesota, I don't know if y'all been seeing the reparation bills they've been trying to pass. Are y'all familiar with that? Y'all familiar about that in Minnesota? What they've been trying to do?
Yeah, I'm a little familiar with it, but it's not just Minnesota; it's all over the United States.
No, just saying personally in Minnesota how they've been pushing it. Like, y'all been
Yeah,
seeing that, and they've been
yeah,
trying to
I,
get. You haven't been seeing it.
nah.
You got something going on with your mic, guy. Like it be like when you talk, it like skip or something. It's like I don't know what it is. But no, I've been getting emails about reparation and gifts. $50,000. They do it every year. They give a $50,000 gift to like 10 random people to build. And this is for them to build on like community generational wealth. They say it is. I don't know if y'all familiar with that or y'all heard anything about that, but it's definitely true. And no, 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 y'all facts. You know, I'm gonna actually put the email up too. I get the email. I filled out for it last year, and I'm gonna do it this year too. It's for you to create a business or buy something like a car or something that's gonna help you. I don't know what people are doing with the money. I'm just gonna say that, but I know for sure that it's something they've been doing like for reparation and things like that. You know what I mean? But how do y'all feel about this talk now? Reparation, everybody talking about it and things like that, man. How y'all feel?
um,
So
for me, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I feel about reparations because they've been talking about it since I was 19. So, and I'm not seeing nothing happen. So I don't know. I don't know how
Mm.
to feel about it. Being 50 something and been hearing it for 40 plus years that we gonna try to get reparations, the 40 acres and the mule for black people, and it still ain't happened. And it's 40 years later. So
it don't make no sense to me.
Why you say that?
Well, a few different reasons, right? And so I think that any descendants of slaves, I feel that warrant some type of payment.
Mm.
Um, the way that I think we're going about doing it, I don't think that that's gonna land anywhere in whether the right or the left wing when it comes to the legality of it, right? Um, and just to clarify, like they got the Minnesota Crime Victims Reimbursement Program. Is that what you're talking about? Where they give up to $50,000 for a bunch of different other things that you can do? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
And then and the way that they have this critique, like a crime victims reimbursement, like I guess
Well, I'm saying the name of it even sound crazy.
like is that for like so what y'all saying is like any criminal, or is y'all saying black people, right? It doesn't specifically. It says efforts for racial equity, um,
Hmm.
descendants of chattel slavery, which is I would like it to where no one else can get involved into it. If it's for black people, it should be for black people. Nobody should be just like civil rights. Nobody should be able to come along and um, jump in and get some and get the same thing out of it, right? So
Yeah.
the reason I don't think it's right or the reason I don't think it ever happen is because of where we are as a group politically,
Mm.
where we are as a group when it comes to legislation and putting our money behind who we think will get things across the finish line. So I just think we some years away from that, but it's doable.
So when you say politically, right, that stands out a lot because we don't have political meetings in our community. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even understand what's going on. We're not in the room where they're making these decisions to vote and things like that. If that's something you think we should be working on in the future, like get people who knows what's going on and teach everyone for people to know what's going on and how to interact with them instead of coming in a room full of people feeling lost in conversation.
Um, I think it's something that should be started with children.
Mm,
Whether, like I would say, middle school and down, um, because who outside of that really cares? Most of
yeah.
us complain when we don't like when we see. We'll take to the streets, we'll take to Instagram, we'll take to Facebook, but we won't take it up with our legislators, right? And so the education process, I think we should be thinking more towards the future and not really concerning ourselves with it now. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
concern ourselves, but we have to build that into something. It ain't nothing that's going to happen overnight. So I think the grassroots process should be with children, just so when they grow up and they have a foot in the door, they're attending meetings, they know how to fend for themselves politically versus complaining. So if I ask 100 people right now that's over the age of 30, like, yo, we should go to meetings, we should go to we should put our money together and fund somebody. Most people gonna look at me like I got crap on my face,
Mm,
and some would be like, it's a great idea. But when it's time for the real action, most of us are pretty complacent and comfortable. And not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just where we are. We don't have that fight in us, and the youth is where that fight is. So I think that's important. I think it's something that should be discussed. I think in forums like this, anywhere else you can draw the line and say, hey, look, we need to form something politically. We need to find a way to get a think tank for Black people. We need to find a way to be taken more serious
mm,
um, in society, and stop letting other groups continually pass us, whether it's Hmongs, whether it's Koreans, whether it's Somalis, whether it's all these other groups started out way later than us, but they have more political influence, more political power, because again, from the child up, this is what they teaching their children.
yeah. I agree. I agree with you. Um, I don't think that's a long journey though. I think it's really right around the corner because this generation coming up under us, they're not restrained to some of the crazy stuff that we had to go through. You know what I mean? They could think more for themselves. They got more that they can see. Like remember, we used to have to go to books and check things out. Now all the information you want is online. Every truth, every lie is right there online, man. Somebody is spilling the beans. So I think our kids gonna realize like, hey, like back in the day, we used to walk around with our pockets swollen with money. Nowadays that don't mean nothing. It matters how good your credit is. So you know what I mean. Everything is evolving. So I think like the more information that our younger generation under us get, the better we're gonna be. But definitely we got to start it now when it comes to the talking and educating about this stuff right here. But so listen. So I wanted to do this because of a situation that happened. I'm gonna play the video. I'll stop it, play it, stop it, play it. If y'all want to speak on something while it's playing, say yo, so stop, and I'll stop it, and then we can talk about it. The first video I'm gonna play is where is it at? The first video I'm gonna play. Hold on, let me get it real quick. Shout out to Tevin. He just joined, man. Appreciate you for joining, man. A lot of
That
people don't, to spend your day to come talk about this is dope. Okay, let me get you up in the studio real quick. All right. I'm about to play this video, y'all. Check it out. Let me know. Let me know if y'all want to speak. If y'all hear something y'all want to talk about, then stop me and I'll stop and pause the video. All right, let's get to it.
The resolution was the United States. Were you disappointed by that vote?
So I would like to comment on the reasons they gave. They sought to create the impression that the time for negotiations has been short. The president of Ghana served notice last year in September. Immediately thereafter, we put together a broad-based coalition, including experts, academics, researchers, historians from all regions of the world. And we commenced negotiations. we allocated 3 hours, twice the time, and had multiple rounds of negotiations. So there are some that to us, it is clear that even if we gave them 50 years, they would say that the time is not enough. Secondly, the claim they have made that we are seeking to create a hierarchy of crimes. We have stated clearly that it is not about hierarchy. We are only speaking to a historical fact.
I got to stop it right there. Let's conversate on what he just said. That he is speaking on a historical fact, and that right there kind of like hold on, like if we understand the history of what happened, not only in the Americas, the islands, the all throughout West Africa, South Africa, even the Middle Africa, you know what I mean, and what happened and how they bombarded Africa and split it up and took it, chopped it up in pieces of pie, and everybody had their fill of it. So now that country, um, now that they're speaking on it overseas, right? Does it water down what happened here in the Americas? Because it's yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think what he's saying, it does, but it doesn't at the same time. I agree with Mr. Knowing himself when I said that, when he said that we got to start with the children. What they doing in Africa is different because Africans have been through so much. They've been through a lot, and they're still going through a lot. Where over here we got a little more freedom than they do over there. So I say it do, but then I say it don't.
Okay.
So
How
that's
about you,
my
guy? Guy, you want to speak on what he just said?
Yeah, when he's saying as far as it being like a historical fact,
Yeah, when he said it's a historical fact of what happened.
I'm conflicted.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's why I had to pause it. 'Cause, yeah, I had to pause it on that too. Like, what you mean? It says, we know this. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like, how many? And so, like, when it comes to like the descendants of slaves, right? Like the involuntary servitude is what they're trying to change it to, right? So when it comes to that, I have some information that I go with when it comes to. Yeah, I'm sure that there was some attempts, but if I have a business, right, and my business is transportation, right, and
Yeah.
so I'm supposed to transport this load from this geographical location to this geographical location, right? And
Yeah.
in doing so, if the majority of the time, if 80% of the time my load get lost, I don't think that that's a good business transaction, right? And so the majority of people were already here, in my opinion. I do think that there were some ships that came. I do think that along the lines of what happened in Africa and what happened in the motherland and people getting on ships and not necessarily making it or being taken from that land, that did happen overwhelmingly. Like, but did they make it? And were we already here? Right. And so whether they made it or we were already here, we still experienced the same thing. So it's being recognized globally, but I would hope that it being recognized globally, especially from Ghana, they understand that they're part in it. And so if any legalities have to take place, then they have to pay as well because of their part in it by assisting in this diabolical thing that took place. So
Word.
when I say conflicted, it's just I don't know what's real and what's fake when it comes to that. I just know the experience that my people had was a fact overall,
Yeah.
a historical fact. How it
Yeah.
happened, I'm kind of conflicted, but I'm definitely 100% in agreement that it happened. The fact that well, I'll let you get to the rest of the video.
Yeah. I'm about to play the video right now. But yo, shout out to Daniela, she in the building. Shout out to Riri, she in the building. Shout out to my brother that jumped on the panel. Tev, you want to speak on this before I hit the video or no? You want me to click? All right, let's get back to the video.
Never in the history of mankind have we had such a systemic crime. We took
Shit,
over
I came in
3
the middle,
centuries,
so
more than
I really
300
didn't
years,
understand what's going on. But
with its consequences still.
Hold on. What the hell was that?
Buddy was talking.
Hold on, Tim. I gotta bring it back now, real quick. They bring it back a little bit. They check the video out. We're gonna get back to it, bro.
Into a historical fact. Never in the history of mankind have we had such a systemic crime. We took over 3 centuries, more than 300 years, with its consequences still lingering unto this day, manifesting in racism, in structural inequality. What is fundamental, which nobody can deny, is that more than 12.5 million people were forcibly removed from the continent. More than 3 million people died, were tossed into the transatlantic ocean, which is a mass grave site. And in our country, Ghana, the country with the highest number of slave forts and castles, we are living witnesses on a daily basis when we go into those castles and forts and we see the door of no return. We break down.
Now I gotta pause that, right? And I want to pause it for a reason, because I want to show everybody how what God was saying was right. We're not united as a people. Some people don't even want to claim Africa. Some people don't even want to acknowledge what was going on here in America, that it was already black African tribes, or whatever you want to say, indigenous people already here of color, that was already here in North America and in South America. They don't want to even, they don't even want to say nothing about that. They don't want to talk about the cities that was in Mexico and things like that. So look, what I want to do is I want to show y'all what would have happened if they would have came together in the 70s, when they were trying to when they were trying to integrate like schools, black people going to white schools and things like that. If they would have listened to Malcolm X back in 1975 or something, before he died, if they would have listened to Malcolm X, what he said, we would have been, all this would have been okay. We would already had this covered. We'd have been straight. Malcolm X said that he wanted to bring America. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just let him say it out his own mouth what he said. How about this?
Malcolm, just prepared to go into the United Nations at this point and ask that charges
I'm
be
gonna
brought
bring it
against
back.
the United States for its treatment of American Negroes.
I'm gonna bring
Prepared
it
to go
back.
into the United Nations at this point and ask that charges be brought against the United States for its treatment of American Negroes.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Oh yeah, please. I think you're right in my camera.
Hold on.
The audience
Nah, I
has
gotta
to be
mute your mic
quiet.
real quick. Hold on. I want to bring
Yes,
it back one more time.
As I pointed out, when
The United Malcolm, just
Listen, please, y'all. I really want y'all to hear what Malcolm X is about to say. Please listen.
are you prepared to go into the United Nations at this point and ask that charges be brought against the United States for its treatment of American Negroes?
Now listen. Come on, man. Unmute your mic, guy. Come on, let's holler. We gotta talk now. We gotta have this conversation, right? And it's crazy that we're having this conversation in 2026, when I think that happened in 1970 something, 76, 75. When we see that America voted against reparations for Ghana because of what happened, how much does that play a part in anybody or a group of people bringing America up on charges of what they happened here in Americas?
How you gonna bring America up on charges? This is the
Well,
crazy part.
well, this is it's not crazy. Well, what happened was they're doing it now. They're doing it in California. They're doing it in Minnesota. They're doing it in a whole bunch of states right now. Are taking America to the what's it called? The Supreme Courts. The courts. Well, how do y'all get what I'm saying? They bringing them up on charges. First they were trying to say what they did to, was it humanity, and then there was another one. Malcolm X realized how to do it. To see, oh man, one of them is a federal thing, when you bring it and say, hey, this is what they did to all these people, right? The United Nations, they bring that's what they were doing. So when Malcolm said that, and what Ghana is trying to do, America is saying, nah, we gotta go do that, because then what Malcolm X was trying to do in the 1700 in 1970 something would basically backfire on America, man, if they were to agree to that. You feel me?
Great.
if America would have said, you know what, you right, you know what I mean, and we vote with that, America would have been in a lot of stuff, man, because they're already under fire about what happened then. So hold on, I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit, but I'm gonna keep the video playing. They're gonna bring it back just a little bit.
Malcolm, are you prepared to go into the United Nations at this point and ask that
United
charges
Nations.
be brought against the United States for its treatment of American Negroes?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Please. I think you're right in my camera. The audience will have to be quiet. Yes, as I pointed out when I was during my traveling, that nations look, African nations and Asian nations and Latin American nations look very hypocritical
You hear what
when
he
they
said?
stand up in the United Nations condemning the racist practices of South Africa and that which is practiced by Portugal and Angola, and saying nothing in the UN about the racist practices that are manifest every day against Negroes in this society. Even in South Africa, those Africans aren't faced with bayonets and aren't faced with police dogs. And when I was in Beirut, I saw a picture on the front page of a Negro being beaten in Tennessee, on the front page of the paper in Beirut. When I got to Cairo, I saw the same picture of a Negro being beaten in Tennessee. When I got to Lagos, I saw the same picture. So were these African nations knowing the brutality that is inflicted upon black people in this country, simply because those black people are trying to get what the Supreme Court said they were supposed to have 10 years ago? I would be not a man. If I was in a position to bring it in front of the United Nations and didn't do so, I wouldn't be a man.
Now I can stop that right now. Everybody, unmute your mic. Let's talk. When Malcolm said that he look at everybody else around the world as being hypocritical because they seeing what's going on and not saying nothing, right? It's crazy how everything comes back around, because now we got a lot of people being deported back to where they come from, ripped from their kids, took it back. They trying to even set the kids up to go knock on the door for they can snatch the mother and the father and send them back and deported. If people would have came together then and just even paid attention then, because I don't think a lot of people was even paying attention. I don't think they was, bro. I think people was trying to live their life and keep their head down and just try to make it to the next day. But if we would have came together then, I think a lot of this stuff that we're going through right now probably wouldn't even happen. A
I
lot of
think
this
you
wouldn't even happen.
I think talking to somebody that lived through Malcolm X time, a 70, 80, you can ask them, why didn't they want to fight with him? Like when I talked to my mom, a lot of it was not that they didn't want to, they were put in positions where they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? They didn't, you got to go back to, you have to talk to somebody from that time. And I think a lot of black people in that time wanted to fight, wanted to stand up and say, hey, this is not right. But a lot of them, like you said, was scared. They didn't want to lose their jobs, because back then, if you rode with Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, they looked at you as violent. So a
Mm.
lot of people were losing their. My mom told me a story where my grandfather, he worked for the city of Detroit as a garbage man, and they went on strike, and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and them came down, and all those workers that was in that 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 meeting lost their jobs once they got it resolved. All the black ones.
Wow.
And
Wow.
my grandfather was one of them, so he went to he went and fought it, but they had to get an attorney. It was like a whole process that my grandfather was for 2 years, didn't have no income coming in with 9 children,
That's how they shut people up.
and that was how they shut him up. So
Wow.
you have to talk to people that was in that time, in Malcolm X and Martin Luther King time, and it wasn't like I said that black people didn't want to fight. They were put in position where they it wasn't no welfare, it wasn't
And
no help
and they
if
were
you
and they
stood
was
up.
separate and they was separated too. You had the
Yeah,
movement with Martin Luther King that was
King.
Christian, and then with them too. But hold on, I want to ask you a question, because my man just put a interesting question up on the screen. When the police investigate themselves, who get arrested? And that's a good question, right? Because if America would have agreed that, hey, the treatment of Africa was wrong, and we're gonna help pay for it, what would have happened? What would have, let's say it, I'm not saying, But what would have happened, or what would have followed after that, you guys? Cause y'all, you know what I mean?
They
Let's
would
talk
lose
about
their power. They would lose their power. One, if the U.S. votes and recognize slavery as a crime, all those upper families that own, that own America would have to be arrested. They would lose their power. So that's why they'll never say, yeah, it was a crime.
but it'd make it look better if they did say, hey, listen, this what happened, and this is and that's why I always get mad
But
when Ice was in town. I used to get mad, like, yo, how are y'all acting like this now? Like, y'all didn't see what happened 30, 40, 50 years ago, and it was happening right there to just us.
yeah, yeah,
Didn't
right.
nobody want to, like, what's going on, man? It made
That's
me
a whole
mad,
nother.
like, y'all couldn't even, like, that's why people were like, yo, they was mad at me, like, yo, you should be out there. I said, I don't know if I'm a podcast about it. I don't know if I want to put my foot on the ground, because I think people need to see, like, hey, listen, this is happening, y'all. It been happening to Black Americans forever, bro. Like, why haven't nobody just acknowledged that it happened? That's all they got to do. Acknowledge, hey, this happened. We was wrong. Let's make it right.
Well,
That
because
that
they'll
can
never, they can't do that, bro. Like it's
They
a
why?
couple
can't.
of things. It's deeper than rap, right? So they can't do that.
Hmm.
The reason why we're dangerous, right? And I don't mean no disrespect to women, right? But Black women alone aren't a threat, right? Black men are a threat and even more dangerous when they have they family behind them, right? Even more dangerous when they have their women and their children behind them, right?
Yeah,
So so the danger, that danger, they never want to see surface, right? And so they'll keep the foot on the neck. You got to think about it like this, right? If we did some these atrocities against a people and we give them power, they think we'll do the same thing to them. A,
Hmm.
right? Secondly, right, if we are who we say we are, who history says we are, it doesn't fit anything to give us anything. We are viewed as goyim,
mm,
right? 3/5 of a man, right? Not even a human, right? And
yeah,
so in legality, when we think about, and again, I'm not getting into any sort of Moorish or sovereign citizen talk, but what I'm saying is that we move around under a name that was given to us by our conquerors,
yeah,
which means it holds no power. The only power it holds is the illusion from us, because James Brown came out and said, I'm Black and I'm proud, right? So if you look up Black, who came up with that, whose term is that, who gets the power over that, is the conquerors. We never named ourselves that. And so you think that they will name us something that we can thrive in power with. This is the second thing, right? And then when it comes to collective, people being collective, we have to come up with something that works for us. And then when it comes to lastly, like the dude said, 12.5 million people. Ain't 12.5 million people didn't make it here.
yeah.
It's just not mathematically possible with
No,
and
with sailboats and things like that. Nah, I don't,
yeah, you guys were
yeah,
these guys were had with hammers and buggies at this time.
yeah,
You think that
yeah,
you guys are smart enough to come up with a creative system of travel, of navigating the reefs of the
yeah.
ocean? Still
It,
to
it,
this
it,
day,
it,
there's no
no,
direct travel from Africa to this geographical landmass in
yeah,
any way. No cruise ships, no other ships, no ships travel that direction. So 12.5 million, I'd
it's
have to say
crazy.
it's a different number.
Yeah,
Um,
lower.
but
It's way lower too. That number way lower.
yeah, and then and where I land at, and I'll land my plane here as far as like them giving us anything. They took everything. They took everything. They took our names down and put their names on, took our faces off and put their faces on. They're not gonna give us anything. And for us to expect them to give us anything, and it's been how many years since 40 Acres and a Mule? We have to be delusional. That's insanity. Thinking that they will give us anything. They only know one way, right? And that's the only way that they'll respect anything, is if we show them the same thing that they showed us, which is not in our nature, right? So I don't think they'll admit. I don't think that they'll give. I think that they'll placate through the political systems of Democrats, the separation, just like they did with Malcolm and Martin. Imagine if Malcolm and Martin would have got together and would have been pushing something on, it wouldn't have been no separation. So if the Democrats say, yeah, we're going to talk about it, they'll talk about it. They'll send it
Yeah,
around. They'll talk about it. Nothing to ever be done.
nothing.
Republicans definitely don't want that to happen because it'll interfere with their bottom line and their dollars because they're
That's
greedy.
facts.
So if we're not creating this for ourselves, it's not going to happen. If we're not, and again, it goes back to that group economics, that group, if we're not getting together to form a think tank to figure out a way to outthink the systems that they've placed upon us, it's not just going to happen by walking in the street and throwing up signs. That shit didn't work for Martin Luther King and them niggas, and it ain't going to
It
work
ain't
now.
go. Yeah, facts. Hey, you
And
know
then
what?
the way you got to look at it is they feel like they did give us something. Or we let y'all come in our education system. We give you 12 years of free education. We give you an opportunity to go to our colleges. We give you
Huh?
money to go to our colleges. We give you freedom to live in your own home and pay bills. We give you free. Oh, wait a minute. We help you with food. So it
None of
it
that's freedom.
and
None
none
of
of that
what you
is
said is
freedom.
freedom.
Yeah,
Facts.
but in their eyes, they feel it is.
Well,
You get what I'm saying?
they don't. They like the powers to be don't. Because think about it like this: even right now, who runs the K through 12 system? It's not the Department of Education.
No.
It's the Department of
No,
Labor.
it's Department of Labor.
And so, if K through 12, right, and we got to think about the Maxwell, who's Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, the Epstein people. Her dad is the one who created the curriculum for textbooks for what we know today, right?
Right.
So they don't care. They're indoctrinating us, right? And so they
Mm-hmm.
know they're indoctrinating us, and they're not educating us. Anytime
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
somebody gets educated, you see what happened to Malcolm.
Yeah.
Anytime you try and educate, you see what happened to the Black Panther Party. Anytime
Right.
we educate, you see what happened with the infiltration of the
Oh no,
NOI,
I'm not
the
saying
Nation of Islam.
I agree with how they look at it.
Oh yeah,
No, not
yeah.
at all. I'm
My
I'm
bad.
not agreeing and none of that. But what I'm saying in their eyes, what they saying is, yeah, the Department of Labor now takes over education and things like that. But you got to go back in my time. It was the Department of Education that was here when I was in school. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 80s, the 70s, 80s, and 90s when I was in school. But
You
I
make it seem
mean,
like you old or something, man.
I'm
Stop
not
it.
that old. I'm not old, but I am. I mean, I'm 52. I'm
That's
not
not
young
old.
either. But I'm saying when I was in high school, when I was in school, 80s and 90s don't seem that far away, but it is at the same time. The things that was happening in the 80s and the 90s and what they was feeding us in the 80s and the 90s
It's
is
different.
different than what these kids is learning in 2000.
Yeah, that's a
Let's
fact.
let's call it straight. It's not that I'm old.
But look though, Carrie, don't mean to cut you off, but you know what these kids got though, that their advantage. They got the information that we didn't have.
Have
We
yes,
had
we.
we had passed down information. These kids got the full information. You know what I mean? Like if you,
Hmm.
and yo, and remember, and I don't like to really reference Bibles and books and things like that. But I remember in the Bible it said something about in the end of days, no one is gonna be able to say, hey, they ain't got no excuse because all the information is gonna be right there in front of them, the good and the bad, the fake and
Hmm.
all the information gonna be right there for the people. With the information that we got right now and the situation that happened in the past, why don't why how not why, but how could they get away with not at least owning up to like,
Acknowledging it,
yeah, like why?
acknowledging it.
Why can't y'all just acknowledge like, hey, this happened and it was a different time then and this what was going on and
They
this what we
they
can do to
they
make it
they
better.
they gonna acknowledge to a certain
I got a
extent.
little time. Come on up, Haiku.
Like I said, they gonna acknowledge to a certain extent, but they not gonna acknowledge to the point where it's gonna make them look bad. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we know this happened. We know that our ancestors did it. We apologize, but they gonna stop right there because in taking accountability, like saying that was a crime, you know, them men going down sleeping with them slave women, making babies and selling the babies and
Excuse me.
beating the men and killing men and people throwing bodies off the ship like the African man said. To say that that's a crime, they're never going to admit to that. They will never ever. United States is never going to admit that they ancestors, who you got to think, this ancestor owned these many slaves and built his wealth on this, and he passed it down from generations to generations to generations. Those generations are not going to admit, oh, my great grandfather that caused this killed people. You know what I'm saying? Rape
Yeah,
women, rape boys. They're not going
yeah.
to admit to that, because then that takes away from their wealth. That takes away from their their thought process, because now they say, well, we grew up, that's all these 400 years ago. Why are we still talking about that? We have kids that grow up together. We got white people marrying black people. We got Chinese people, so that's how they think today.
I sent
And
the invite, Haku. I'm sorry.
I'm with Mr. Noah itself. We got to start with these children. But
Facts.
then
That's the only
now
way.
what they didn't did was integrate our children to the point where our kids is like, why do we have to talk about race? Why do we have to talk about color?
Yeah, they don't feel comfortable talking. Yo,
They
and
don't
that's
feel
correct.
comfortable talking
They don't,
about it.
because they don't be. And this is why I say you gotta make sure you remember the past so it don't repeat itself in the future. Because our people was like that. How you think we got conquered? You know what's so crazy? I was watching a documentary last night because I wasn't feeling good, so I stayed in the house all day. I'm watching a documentary on Mexico in the 1500s, when the Spaniards first went to Mexico. When they seen it, they was blown out their mind. Like, oh my God! They said the streets, the pyramids, that everything was beautiful. Man, the first thing they started doing was stealing and getting people sick and taking over stuff. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get you in, Haku. My God, hey man,
What's
thank you
poppin',
for
boy?
joining. Yeah, man. Right now we're having a conversation. I'm gonna put this up on the screen for you can see it. Hold on. So we're
What you
talking about
talking about?
what just happened. Uh, the U.S. excuse for not voting for voting against reparations, right? And
Uh-huh.
why is this important? Why should we be conversating about this? Because it shows that it was only two people who voted against. I think they needed everybody to vote for it, and I think America and what?
Argentina, it was
No,
America, Argentina. I'm reading it. It was America, Argentina, and some other places. Where is it?
but anyway. So Carrie, get that information while I finish filling my guy in. So they voted against reparation for Africa, right? And we know that they had the jail cells and the things like that for the slaves, that for some of the slaves that they would bring in to, not to America but Europe. That's where they were taking a lot of them slaves to Europe. A lot of them didn't come straight to America. I don't know why they keep feeding people that bullshit. But so we're talking about why. Why did they do that? Because if America admit what happened over there in Africa, they're gonna have to admit what happened over here to America. And I think that's why they didn't want to vote that in. Hey guy, are you still with me? I want to show you something.
Mm.
Hold on, let me share my screen.
Oh yeah, it's
Y'all
too
see?
expensive.
Y'all see this right here?
Yeah.
Are y'all familiar with this? Guy, you familiar with this? Hold on, where you at? Oh, guy ain't here. But this program right here is something that I don't think everybody know about. Um, and this fund is for people to get $50,000. You get $50,000 to create something that's gonna lead or benefit to the community or generational wealth. They give you $50,000 and add on to what you could do. I signed up immediately for it. Because I already knew what I was gonna do. You know what I mean? I already knew what I was gonna do, and it was undeniable what I was gonna do was gonna definitely work for sure. So this is what I was talking about right here. I think Guy had the wrong one. He was talking about the other thing, but I wanted to
When did
show
they
him
do
that.
the distribution?
Well, they do it right immediately after. So what happens is it's like a lottery. So listen, so it's like a lottery, right? You sign up
Okay.
for it, and then they send you emails if you got it. If you didn't get it, woo woo. I end up filling out for it the following month. I got a message saying that no, I wasn't picked. I was hurt. I was hurt. One of my people was picked though. One of my people was
I'm finna
picked.
do that shit.
Get it?
Good looking.
I,
You
yeah,
know, if I touch some bread, the Minnesota Code Talk podcast, I'm definitely gonna, partner with y'all and hire y'all because I think that that's one of the best things that you do is inform the people and you get back to the community. So
yeah, for sure. I
I think
think
that
that
that's
I
smart.
got to do it.
And the reason why they didn't give the reparations, like you're right, it'll cost too much and we don't got shit. So
No,
is what it is. And then the way that I think that they will give us reparations, pause, is when they come out with what I believe with the new digital currency. That's the only way they'll be able to afford it. When they
yeah,
can mint the new currency that they can say is worth something, because right now they don't have enough dollars to even. It will cost too much to take out another what 20 trillion,
trillion.
15
Y'all better.
trillion in
Yeah,
What
debt.
happened?
fact.
So it
So
just
look,
wouldn't make sense. So the best way that they could do it to really get people to get down with the new system, if we ever did get some bread, just because it's when everything goes crypto,
yeah,
when
you see,
everything goes Web3. That's when you'll kind of worry too, because when you get that
yeah,
bread, you like with the dollar, you could give one of your homies the dollar. They can't track your dollar. You take one
yeah.
of them coins and send it to your wallet, it don't matter. They'll be able to say, "Oh, I know you got my money." We'll just be able to
Take it
see who
back.
got that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
It
not even
depends.
take it back. They'll just be able to say, "Look, we'll know when you use that shit."
yeah.
Yeah,
Fact.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I, I mean, they
Hold on,
gotta.
guy. Did y'all see the message right here? He said,
Now, what'd you
"Keep
say?
pushing." I didn't get picked neither. Now remember we were talking about the. Remember I was telling you about the thing that they do every year. They try to get people 50 grand, right?
Yeah, I know
Um,
somebody who got picked from one of them joints.
here you go. Now bro, listen. I was already gonna do. I was gonna do something. What I was gonna do was gonna do something crazy. I was gonna. I guarantee you, what I was gonna do, it was gonna benefit our kids because I, I'm a firm believer in reading. If we could get these young men to read, they won't even be out here in the streets like that, bro. Man, listen, if we could get
Low,
our if we can educate our kids to the point that they could read and write and spell, a lot of them won't be out here like that, bro.
bro. With no self. You want to know what my motto is? You want to know what my mantra is?
What?
You read, you know. You listen, you learn. It's that simple.
Facts,
If
man.
we teach these basic principles to our children,
We'll be out.
we can know that they'll advocate for a better future for our kind.
Yeah. A lot of these kids, man, I went to prison when I was 15 years old, and that's why I'm a big advocate on the juvenile system. Like I want to get in there. I'm close to being able to be down there, and that's my goal. My goal is to really get down there and be able to speak with them. Not only speak with them, give them a chance. Like, hey, man, program them to the point where we get them one-on-one tutoring to learn how to read. You know what I mean? That's my goal, and I can leave Earth happy. I can leave Earth a happy man, bro, because I was locked up with a whole bunch of 14, 13, 16-year-old kids that was gangsters and couldn't read a Dr. Seuss book. Red light, green light, none of that. The boys was crazy. They didn't know. They couldn't read, they couldn't spell, and then they was aggressive because if you ask them to read or anything like that, they'd be ready to fight. So I'm telling you, man, if we could get some type of programs like that going, man, I promise you, man, we're gonna see a lot less of this bullshit. A lot of
I
these
actually
people,
got to start coming over to St. Paul, bro. The
yeah,
Conway Center. Um, I'm gonna be going out there with the Sinai Foundation,
Sinai
bro.
Foundation. Yeah.
Yep, and then working on some tech, bringing the like the podcasting, gaming, and esports out there. So I kind of got connected to anyway. I think it's outside of just the reading. I put it in a few categories. Like I normally look at solutions for people when it comes to like social economical problems, or even our neighborhood. Are people eating? Do they have housing, clean clothes, transportation, education, and then employment? When you can
yeah,
look at if a majority of those are out of whack or subpar, less than 60% or 70%, you can possibly understand why that person is at dis-ease. And then you look at their environment outside of just the individual person. What it's going to take right now is changing the environment.
that's a fact.
And And the way you do that is infrastructure. And the biggest thing that we don't have in infrastructure is technology. Using the tools that we have at the ready to even understand them instead of just being consumers.
Yeah, fact.
That's the number one issue. So you do that before you even get to like financial literacy. And I think it goes to some of the work that you do. It's like self-worth. Once you can understand self-value, then you can have a concept of value because you
Agreed.
can know what
That's
people are charging for yours.
agreed.
So I think
Agreed.
that we start there, foundation. And even when we're talking about the reading, it's building blocks, but it's a system of why we're teaching them what to read, what books is it um, are incorporated, and what's the reason.
Yeah,
Reading with a purpose. And I tell people the biggest thing about purpose to catch someone's interest is to be intentional. We
yeah,
got to give them
With
things that it's worth using.
with the youth nowadays, the difficult part about that is if it's not incentivized,
mm,
it's not really, they don't really grasp, right? If you're competing against the same technology opposite end, i.e. video games, i.e. social media, TikTok, these things, that's something you're competing against on a massive scale. That has
yeah,
more time with children than any parent or any coach or any mentor, right?
mm,
And so countering that is a heavy, I would say, influence of incentivizing like reading. Like I used to put for my mentees, like I'll put, $20 at the back end of in between the last two pages, right? Stuck in between the last two pages. So if they get to the end of that book, they'll see and kind of set them up with like, hey, look, if you there's some waiting for you at the, and kind of heavily influence it there. It wasn't this difficult in my time growing up, but it's very hard to get influence on reading and journaling.
yeah,
And to get, like my man said, to find that value in oneself. Because if you don't see any value in yourself, the tech is just going to be misused. The information is just going to be in one ear and out the other. Um, but with everything my man was saying was pretty much on point, like 1,000%. Um, and I like to put some, again, you getting with Sinai Foundation, I like to put some additional action behind that as well. Um, and maybe form a reading group and incentivize it with children.
Oh yeah. Oh, go ahead, bro. My bad.
Nah, go ahead. I'll land my plane.
Even with that, and then I try to tell I show the kids because I do have other programs to monetize. The reason why I separate it, I tell and I teach my youth and my clients that you are the value, not the monetary or materialistic thing that can be obtained. That's what you set as the price. If now I do show my students and children and clients how to monetize their skill sets, but I won't say like, hey, you got to do it for $1. No, you're doing it to enrich yourself. That's the true wealth. Your mind. Re-solidify yourself. Find the things that you are interested in, and then you can build off your principles. And then we can see if people are ethical. Then we can test the morality when you know yourself. So the biggest thing that I say that most leaders, when they get mad, oh, my people aren't good followers. No, you're lost, or you lack direction or the capability, or still paving the way and being persistent, whether people are going to go with you or not.
yeah. Word.
So it's
That's
like,
a
no,
fact.
I teach them, no, you can get this, but I want to see, how do you believe that you can create wealth within the world, and then let's go get it that way.
Yeah, and that's once we get on that type of thinking, just all together, I think we're gonna see a lot of good changes, man. But it's gonna have to start. The conversation is gonna have to start now, and people got to just quit looking at it as color. You know what I mean? Because that's why it was so important with the Black History Month topics that we did, that we discussed language. What do these words mean? What does this word white mean? What does this word black mean? When it comes to like understanding that, then you understand like, okay, we can leave all that alone. Let's focus on this right here. So that's what my mission for today's show was, man. I appreciate y'all for coming and joining, man. How you been? How cool, man? Where you been, man?
I've been on TikTok, man.
Yeah, TikTok is crazy.
I'm on TikTok, B.
Yo, you
Like,
know what? I went into a yo, I gotta say this live, man. Yo, God, I go into the cause you know I like to hear and see what people talking about, you know what I mean? To give me motivation to keep doing it. It's hard to podcast every day. And I ran into I think there was atheists. The topic was free, there is no free will. I'm like, what? Bro, listen. So I'm listening to what they say, cause I don't. Sometimes I just like to listen. Bro, they in there 115 people. Man, I'm just like, yo, this conversation is crazy. I'm like, either they high or they just got to the point where they was like, they realized like, yo, certain things ain't right. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. So I'm sending people invite like, yo, I want y'all to just listen to what they're talking about. It's like, yo,
and that's
TikTok
the
is
point.
crazy.
And
Yeah, I haven't ventured into that
It's
world.
crazy.
like,
We had Christians versus atheists, Muslims versus Black Israelites,
don't
Moorish.
matter. Just like
That was
you
going
get paid more to go
crazy.
live over there. Like more
Yeah.
people see your shit. Like on Facebook, bro. It's the people that know you. So what I would do, and this is what I'm going to start doing. This is what I've been doing lately. I've been taking my clips from TikTok and posting them because
Yeah.
push more people. So I get paid more to go live. I actually make money on live. Over
Man,
here,
they gave me $5 the other day for going live on Facebook. I said, man, what the hell? I've been 3,000, 2,500 live viewers, man. What the hell? Where the money gonna start coming in at? This is crazy.
I make way more on TikTok, bro. Facebook's cool for posting pictures. I make more money posting videos and shit. That's why you see me talk shit on statuses. I make more shit. I make more money making a status, bro, than going live, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
You
why
had
I'm
to
going.
show you had to show me the ropes on there, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was doing TikTok, but I started getting scared, bro. Because listen, we was at, bro. Listen, it's 1,500 people in the building. We're talking about relationships. Man, this dude come up in there, man. I don't know what the hell was wrong with dude, man. He was just tweaking. I'm like, yo, I wonder if this.
Bro,
It's safe.
mute him, bro. What are you talking about? Mute him and block him. Don't let nobody fuck up your shit.
Man, I'm looking like, yo, one of these dudes gonna make, cause I'm still, out the, I'm still kind of fresh out the street. I'm still in the street. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, but I'm like, I don't know how to react to this type of.
Block him. Nigga, what you talking about? Like,
Yeah,
get him
it's
up out your house.
crazy. Yo, God, if you ain't familiar with TikTok, bro, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a live over there. I'm gonna send you an invite over there, bro, and I want you to come join the conversation. The conversation be dope though. Like it just be it'd be the host. You know what I mean? The host is always gonna be the problem. If you can't allow the conversation to flow, then you're a bad host. You know what I mean? So the host sometimes let things go. If we're having a conversation and they start to get disrespectful, you gotta be like, hey man, hey, no disrespect. And if they keep doing that, you gotta eliminate, mute, or like bro said, block or kick them up out of there because man, them things be wild over there.
But
Free
over
will.
there, and then people pay to mute people and drop them. Like, bro, you get money over there, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like the way I talk on my statuses, I get to do that live. Nigga, they love it.
Yeah. Shout out
But
to
I'll be
everybody
like,
on
even with
TikTok,
your
man.
purpose though, when you go over there, you'll get real support, bro.
What's
Like
your TikTok?
Mojo Dojo, MOJOD0J0.
Man, make
So
sure y'all go check
Mojo,
him out.
Mojo means man of justice and order.
Hey, I fell
Dojo,
asleep over there on your joint. I fell asleep over there
it's
the
an
other day in
online
there.
justice organization. Yeah, people just chill, bro. So
Yeah.
in my room, I got rules. Like the reason why people are, messing with my room is I got rules. But now I'm at war because it was a dude talking crazy. Like he was just like, oh, boom, you this and that. Niggas from Minnesota, blah, 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 blah. I was like, bro, I found out your real name. I found out you like wearing dresses and painting your nails. Like,
oh man, come on.
But it's cool though. Even if you like doing that, you grown though. But like, don't try to tell men how to be grown men, but you're hiding who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Pause. But I'm like,
Hey,
yo, so I'm trolling them right now, right? I'm on day 40 now.
Day 40.
Day 40 of 1,000 though.
Yo, shout out to everybody over there on TikTok, man. I might be going live tonight if
cool,
if you want to ride with me, guys. We go over there and start a conversation.
Find some shit, yeah. And I tell
Hey,
people, Go over
And
there.
they loyal too. They loyal too, bro. There's some loyal people over there, man. Like if I go live right now, we probably get like 60 people immediately, bro, because they love the conversations. We just got to get a topic, man. They're going over there, and I usually do debates over there. Like I bring people up
That's what
and
you
I
should
give them
do.
5 minutes. I give a lot of people debates over there, man. So
But
I'm
you gotta
still in my
make
bag.
rules now, bro. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the game plan. I'm gonna show y'all the game plan. Ashley Henderson been rocking with me. Shout out my cool Ash. She been rocking with me. She love my Ink DT. He's probably one of the biggest TikTokers on there when it comes to the battling and building a community. Steph Weezy rocks with me on their pause. Like, bro, TikTok's where you go, bro. I
Look what
swear.
Kendrick just said. He said, "Don't make me
What?
expose you to the people that don't know you."
Yeah. No, go over there, bro. Go talk about me. Go say something.
Crazy. That's
Yeah,
that's Kendrick. That's my cousin, man.
yeah,
That's
man. Go
Kendrick.
over there. Go over there.
Man,
Say something
yo.
bad about me.
But
And then that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go over there for sure, for
real.
sure. I
It
might go over there
turns
now,
up.
to be honest with you, because I don't got nothing to do today. I'm off work today and I'm feeling a little better. So I might go over there and go TikTok live right now and have a conversation.
You don't got a
that's-
YouTube page, Glow?
Huh?
You don't do YouTube?
Yeah, we live on YouTube right now.
So look, bro. So look.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
So say you went on. So look, Solo. Say you go on your go on TikTok on your phone, right, B? Go on So start your live on your phone instead of TikTok Studio. Then on here, open up
Hold on. Say that again, because I
Yeah,
usually go live from the studio.
I'm finna give you the play right now, bro.
Yeah.
I'm finna show you how to do this shit right now, right?
I tell you what, to everybody that's listening right now, this guy first time gonna be live on TikTok. So how do I? What should I do?
I've been
look, bro.
mad against TikTok.
So you know how you on StreamYard right now, right?
Yeah.
You know how you can pull up a web view?
Yeah.
Pull up your web view and pull up, like when you go live on your phone, go to TikTok.com and pull up your name. So you can have your web view up.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I did. I've been trying to figure that out, bro.
Just drop some science on you.
No, look, I've been trying to. That's the only reason I haven't been
bro, everybody eats, B. Everybody eats, bro. That's how this shit got to be. Everybody eats.
Everybody go live right here. Hold on,
go live
man.
right there, B. Press the button, B. Go press the button. Go live on your phone, boy. And that's how we gonna fuck them up, bro. Because what I told them, I said, yo, understand, y'all, everybody has black people, everybody has gangsters, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But everybody has real men, real comedic men. And I'd be like, the difference between us up here, like if you was in your 30s to like 40s right now in Minnesota, we had like black educators in the 70s through 90s, in the early 2000s. Black educators were like masters and PhDs. So the collective, even though it was bad, it was way better than what we got right now.
Yeah, Minnesota has
the
some
collective of
for
our
real,
intellect, bro. That's what TikTok's missing. Our level of debating, the way we talk shit, bro, they're not smart enough, bro. It's like I really be looking at them like, y'all are dumb. Like.
So I'm live right now.
Yeah. So look now, since you live,
how do I make the large screen on one side and then the other one's on the? How do I do that? You know, like
no. So that's how you would have to go on your computer. But no. So you want the panel? Okay. So you'll have to go on your phone, and when you click on this, the little people, the purple and blue person, you're gonna click on them. That's your multi-guest, and then you click on when you click on that, you're gonna have the little cog pause in the corner of the settings.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna pick
okay. Yep, I see it.
Fixed grid. Yep. Pick fixed grid.
Yep, I see it. The
and
layout.
After that, now it's smaller. Now click on your box. And then you're gonna see 3 little dots and then pick expand.
I like how they do that. That's dope.
Just cleaned you up. Just cleaned you up, son.
I never knew you could do that.
Yeah, nigga. That's where, like, bro, what I'm trying to tell you, bro, that's where the bread's at, B. Like this.
And then you say I can share the thing by going to the
nigga. So now look. So now on here, open up your web view. Pull up your web view or your TikTok, bro. I'm gonna show you how to fuck them up. Nobody doing this.
So go to TikTok.
Nobody but me and you gonna be doing this on Facebook, bro, right now.
Yeah, because I would have been doing it, but I didn't know
and
how.
YouTube and Kick. Like nobody, bro. Nobody. Nobody doing this shit, bro. Because the biggest thing is when we
Oh
bring all
wow,
the bullshit of TikTok to Facebook,
that,
nobody's
that's
doing that.
that's crazy.
Nobody's doing that, nigga. Because you know why? Facebook's where people really are at, and TikTok's where people hide. Nobody's doing that.
Your fucking shoulder.
I'm okay with talking my shit on Facebook. I've been doing it for years. You can't say shit about me when you come over here. But we're gonna find out something about you.
Yo,
We're gonna
this
find
is
Y'all
your
be
face.
going like I be going mad.
I'm trying to tell
As
you,
soon as
man,
I post on
it's
somebody
not the
joint,
same, bro.
they be going crazy.
It's not the same.
I don't know what I did wrong, or am I using the
I
right
gave you to play, bro.
email?
I gave you
I
to
don't know.
play.
I think
I gave
I
you to
just
play.
logged in.
If you
I
want
think
to
I did it
make
wrong.
content, bro, like, cause you're a genuine person, like, you can talk about the things that actually happen and be like, yo, how is this affecting our mental health? How are people talking like that? People like bloggers on Facebook are talking about us. They'll go crazy, bro. They'll be like, oh my God. They won't even know. It's just content.
Yo, Miss Patterson, what up on TikTok? I'm trying to figure out my login. Somebody else done got a Minnesota Cold Talk thing on here, man. DeMarcus Ford 600. What the hell? What is that?
That's you.
That's not me.
I can't hear you talking.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. You said you can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. Yeah, you got back out to come back in. But hey, somebody is using my name over there. He said yo, this is dope though. Hold on. I'm trying to get this together. I think I'm gonna stay here for a while. Let me just figure this out.
Yo,
see,
every time I try to help black people, they just be silencing niggas. Niggas can't talk no more.
That's crazy. That'd be crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But no, bro, like, and then I just told him, like, I figured out the algorithm. Like, nigga, it's over now. Like, I figured it out, bro. You be like, bro, where you been? To the chicken, nigga. Fuck it. It's popping over there, bro. You just got to do it for a little bit. And then now we mixed with the Facebook shit. Nobody's fucking with it, bro. And then I got to holler at you too. Jay Estate trying to do a 24-hour stream. What's up, man? At the penthouse. What's up, man?
Yo, listen, I'm down, man. I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the booth, niggas. It's gonna be funny, bro. I just want to make content about these niggas. Like, it's just gonna be stupid.
So look, what I'm gonna do is I'm about to end this live stream. Let people get on this, and then I'm gonna redo it back on Facebook and on TikTok and on Instagram and on YouTube. I'm gonna
keep it up, bro. I want to see it, but like, I want to see like make sure.
I got it up, but for some, hold on. Let me show you what I got.
Yeah, man. Let me see why you.
I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe I gotta search it.
You gotta search what?
My typing skills are going fast now. Okay, see. Oh yeah, this boy done dropped a jewel. Look at this. Oh no, it's right here.
You're welcome, nigga.
Right here.
Hold on, it's right here.
So come in.
Yeah, nigga.
He said, "It's me, Life Son." Yo, what's up, little one?
Right here.
Watch this, nigga.
Come in.
Watch this, nigga.
He said, "It's me, Life Son." Yo, what's up, little one?
Yo,
what's up, man?
everybody? Right now, we are live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. This is dope.
Yo, shout out to everybody. Man. Right now, we are live on TikTok,
now, Facebook, you can come on now.
YouTube. This
I'm
is
on
dope.
Facebook, but you know,
shout out to Kendrick, man. So Kendrick, now from now on, you can come on now, because I'm on Facebook, but you know, I'm streaming on both platforms. He said, I can't hear you.
I'm not out here defending pretty.
I'm not hey,
God, can you see me?
Yeah, I'm saying I could never.
Nah, I'm sending you a link right now. All right. Oh yeah, bro, you came through the paint on this one.
Watch this. I'm about to come up there.
Yeah, let me know when you get here. Shout out to Life and her son. Oh, there you go.
What you got? What you got over there, Glow?
I got you. Hold on, I'm sending it to you right now. Where the hell? Where you at, bro? Oh, your name on here throw me off every time, bro.
Who my name?
Yeah, I be looking for you. That's why I still ain't send you no invite to the back chat yet, bro. Where bro at?
Yeah, I be looking for you. That's why I still
All
ain't
right,
sent you no invite to the back chat yet,
Yep,
bro.
Yep, I sent it to the
Where
messenger.
bro at?
Hold on. All right, there we go.
This is dope.
TikTok.
All right, I got you. I got
a TikTok.
Yep, I
Yo,
yep,
what's
I sent
going
it to
on,
the
love?
messenger.
Come join me, love. We on TikTok.
So
nigga.
This is dope.
I did. Hold on, let me see
No,
your
you did
invite
it, bro.
again.
Yo,
Oh, I had to
what's
accept
going
it.
on, love?
Okay, cool.
Come
I don't
join me,
want-
love. We on TikTok.
Yo, if they allowed me
I
to...
did. Hold on, let me see your invite again. Oh, I had to accept it. Okay, cool.
What up, boy?
I don't want.
Hold on, let me.
Yo,
let
if
me-
they
let me
allow
make the
me
screen
to.
even.
Yeah, nigga.
What up, boy?
What up, boy?
Hold on, let me make the screen even.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is how you do.
Now we could talk about. We could have this. We start now. We could really have these real conversations. She said, "Hey, y'all."
Now we can really have these real conversations. She said, "Hey, y'all."
You know what I'm saying? Just got to mute one of your mics.
I'm trying to think of which one I'm gonna mute. Shit. The Facebook one.
I'm trying to think of which one I'm gonna mute. Shit.
You got to mute the Facebook one.
The Facebook one.
Yeah.
Okay, because y'all can still hear me now.
Because the TikTok joint is coming
Yo.
through both. Pause.
Oh, this is dope.
Do I gotta have TikTok for that?
Right. So
I gotta
now
have
that I
TikTok.
know that. Okay, cool. All right, where you at, guy?
I gotta have TikTok, right?
Yeah, just make a little quick account.
So now right here, bro. So the reason why we got it on TikTok and like this, bro, is because now you got 8 people that can come up on your panel, pause, but they all can make their own money.
All right, I'm gonna call and get somebody TikTok real quick. I'm gonna hit you right back.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's why I'm gonna do it like this.
Hey,
so I just showed you how I'm gonna do it.
Hey, yo, the girl who just came in here, she was the one who I was just telling you guys about. They had a topic called
Ain't nobody doing Facebook like this, bro.
Come on up, Ken.
Said what?
Love, is the echo still crazy? Are we good?
I can't hear shit.
Man, what the hell y'all want?
Oh man, listen, man, we doing something new this year, man. It's 2026 mix.
You late to the party, man.
Hey, bro, Ben told that nigga he late. Look, what's the topic? Hey, yo, Ken came over here. Ken was like, I get it.
Give her a topic, Ken.
You said what?
Give her a topic. She said, what's the topic, man?
What's the topic?
Give her a relationship topic.
Now, I don't want to talk about relationship. Let's talk about brotherhood.
Brotherhood. Let's talk about brotherhood.
Yeah, brotherhood and sisterhood too, since it's probably women that's gonna pop in here.
Fuck, you fucked it up.
Brotherhood, man. Now she asked about the topic that you said that she had.
No, you mentioned the topic. Oh, the topic that
brotherhood, man.
Shoot, it was I forgot the girl name. She's not here no more. But
it's
they
true,
had
brother.
a topic yesterday. I went into their chat, and their topic was there is no free will. There's not really free will. And I was listening to them talk. I'm like, yo, it was getting deep too. I was like, maybe this might be a little too deep for me.
It's always free will.
And it was like, yeah, every choice you made is.
But when you got money, it's even more free will until they tell you
but she said
that
they
it
said
ain't.
there ain't no free will.
Shit.
The conversation. It could be debatable because if you believe in destiny,
I mean, I'm gonna live my life regardless. I'm gonna make my own choices. What the consequences of them choices is on me. You know what I'm saying? For example, like if I choose to go rob a bank because that's how I can feed my family, but I know the consequences of this is if I get caught, I'm going to jail.
You cool with that?
That's fucking free will because I made that decision. Nobody put a gun to my head and told me go rob this bank.
Can't say that word. Can't say that one, bro.
Huh?
You gotta use certain words.
Well, nobody put a
for sure.
special weapon, special tool, and forced me to go do this. Like, I made that decision to go do this. I made the decision to get up every day and go to work.
Right.
I made the decision to get up and go to school. I could easily say, forget this. I don't want to go to work. But then I got to realize bills ain't getting paid. Kids ain't getting fed. Can't trick off to the old lady. It's a bunch of it's a bunch of things. So it is technically, in a sense, free will because these are my choices.
But I don't think that was they.
Like, I make my own decisions,
All right,
bro.
Hold on, y'all. Let me do this, right? Let me end the Facebook group because I was we was on there for too long. And I'm gonna come back on Facebook.
It's my free will. It's my choices, man. It is truly your choices how you live your life.
Thank y'all for joining the Minnesota Cold Talk podcast.
Now, what comes out of that is up to you.
How do I mute this? Okay, forget it. I think I do it live here, y'all. Hey, thank y'all for joining the Minnesota Cold Talk podcast. We're ending it right now on Facebook, but I'm about to start it right back.